And with that, we are started. Good morning or good morning. Good evening. How's everybody doing this evening? All right. So we are rounding out the class. We are getting towards the end of the class. Hopefully, hello everybody. I see everybody checking in. Wonderful, wonderful. Um, that's great. Glad to see you all. Um, I just wanted to touch base with everyone and um find out if there are any questions, concerns, issues, because again, tomorrow at noon, um, your project is due. So that will be the end of Humanities 101. Now, obviously, your other classes, your other midterm or your other finals that you have to do, don't miss those. I can't get you out of those, but you'll be finished with humanities. Are there any questions, concerns, problems, issues? I know that there have been quite a few questions coming in about the final project. Again, I'm asking you to look at a food artifact. People have been asking about toys, about um, television shows, all that other stuff. I'm really interested in you looking at a an artifact of food. However, I will be taking those suggestions and those ideas forward and maybe creating some new assignments. So I really appreciate all of the feedback on the class and the project. So I will be, and again, the question comes in: do you need to show your face? You do not need to show your face. I've said this many times. There are many different ways that you can create a video without showing your face. You do not have to show your face. I will be sending out a course evaluation to you very soon. I want to collect some data that the college doesn't collect. Give you extra credit if you fill it out. It will just be a Google form, so you'll be able to fill it out on your phone and everything. Um, and again, I want to know what you think about the website, how the course was delivered. There are going to be some changes next semester. I'm going to be utilizing Google Classroom for some of the course material for the website. Just so again, it'll be much like it is now, but I'm actually going to make it a little bit more interactive, and as far as choosing the different assignments, side quests, things of that nature. So, again, 3 to 5 minutes for the assignments. This is all. These questions have been answered, guys. I have no problem answering these questions. It's just the fact that we're asking these questions a day before the final project is due when I've answered these questions back in September. Okay. Other questions, other concerns. I hope your finals and your other classes are going well. I hope that you have, if you have to schedule for winter semester, you've already started to do that because winter semester classes are filling up. I know that my Humanities 101 classes for next semester are all full. I might have to try to add another one if I can. I'll also be teaching this class in the spring. So if you know people who are interested in taking this class, you can tell them to take it in the spring. And going forward, I would highly recommend you coming back to the page, checking out what we're going to be doing because we're going to be doing some exciting stuff even in and around the community outside of the college area. So this is a class, but it's more than that. Just more than just a class to me. So we're taking this show on the road to a wider audience. So you guys are a part of that, and you largely have inspired that. So um, again, so I want to open the floor. I'm stalling here while I see if there are any questions, any concerns, any issues um, with the midterm, any problems you might have, any clarification you might need. Um, I was looking at the schedule for winter semester, and please note that classes will start for the general college uh, on the 8th of January. However, if students are taking my Humanities 101 class, much like this semester, First couple of weeks, we'll be figuring it out, and then we start with the first lecture in the 1st of February. So it will be, like I said, pretty similar to this, what we've done this semester, but some slight changes based upon, again, your feedback. So when I send out the evaluation, feel free to be as candid as you want to be on that. Um, like seriously, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to come after you for retribution. I honestly, the feedback is needed and wanted. So, and I appreciate it. As you've noticed, there have been some changes throughout the semester, some additions added to the website, some changes to the website, and those are all based upon your guys' feedback. So, I see a question pop up. I saw an answer. Does it have to be one food or like a variety? Well, and that's a great question, Delia. The question about does it have to be one food or variety? It can be either. You know, some people talk about casseroles as a food artifact, whereas some people will talk about a certain type of casserole. Like they'll say, okay, green bean casserole is 1960s middle class, right? Whereas someone else will say, well, 1960s class middle class is casseroles. Anything that you would put in a 9 by 13 inch dish would scream 1960s. And that's largely because Campbell's Soup Company was sending out those recipes so that you bought condensed soup. They had to find a reason for the Depression era product to still be sold. So, so yes, you can interpret that a lot of different ways. Some people, even in the 1950s, right? They'll talk about fast food as an artifact, like drive-ins, diners, pizza joints in the 1980s, delivery pizza in the 80s and 90s. Obviously, in the 2000s, you know, we talk about delivery food, and now you can get all kinds of stuff delivered. So, you know, in another 10 years when I'm doing this project, somebody will say Grubhub. So, and they'll look at that as an indicative of I mean, definitely 2020. Am I right? If you did not get food delivered in 2020, what were you doing? I'm kidding. Um, it's due tomorrow. Yes, at noon. So you have what? Uh, 14 hours, 22 minutes. I think you can do it. Again, there are resources available on my website, humanities101.org/assignments or /class. You can find all of the classroom resources. I've made some cookbooks and different things available to you. I've also made playlists available to you. One of the things that you could do is utilize television commercials at the time to look at the food artifacts and the food products because that's going to give you a little snippet into the time as well. So there are entire YouTube videos of nothing but commercials. And if you get back in the 50s and 60s, some of them, a lot of them, okay, a majority of them will be inappropriate. But again, consider the time and watch at your own demise. I'm kidding, but I'm not. Because again, uh, even as late as a couple years ago, you would walk into stores and you'd be like, "What? Why is that still a thing?" And so if you guys remember Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's rice, both of those terms being connected to American slavery. So the fact that you had people of color named Uncle and Aunt serving you things. And again, I know that you might be thinking, well, that's weird because that's not how I use those terms, but that's how those terms are used, and that's where those characters come from. So, and again, so this is all part of food artifactory. So, hey, Heba. So even again, if somebody was looking at the 80s and 90s and they wanted to talk about food artifact or food that disappeared during that time as indicative of that time, right? In the 90s, um, well, it's true. In the 90s, like the idea of oleo and fat-free potato chips, which just as quickly as they arrived, they left because of the horrible intestinal problems that they caused. We have different products now, but, there are products that came into the market, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that anymore." Yes, and that's why. But see, that's the thing, Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben were not the only, characters. You can go back throughout, uh, uh, time, and the Gold Dust Twins, which sold, soap, laundry detergent soap, and I can't even say their names, because their pro their mascot names are slurs. So, like, there were 2 of them, and one had one part of the slur and the other had the other half of the slur, and together, they would wash your clothes. So, it's so great. Alright, so any other questions, any other concerns, any other issues? I have really enjoyed, spending time with, those of you who came in during office hours, things of that nature. Quite a few of you, I met with, via Zoom and other ways. Some of you I even met on campus when I was on campus. I really enjoyed this semester, even though I am not super hot on teaching online. I think that this is a pretty cool way of doing it. And it's something that, I think that needs to be done. So that's why I'm learning how to do it again now that the technology has caught up with it. And now that I've found ways that I can protect you while still doing it to my liking, because I like this interaction. I like being able to talk to you. That technology wasn't always there. So, and again, I want to protect your, and so people ask me all the time, why can't I just send you my video? Because I want you to start protecting your intellectual property. I want you to give access to see your files, but do not send your files. The 21st century is different. Okay. So, other questions, other concerns. I will, in my head, play some Jeopardy music and give you some time. Um, but I figured tonight might be a little short, simply because a lot of you have been turning things in. I will talk a little bit about grading while I'm waiting. I will be grading papers between now. I was grading today, and grades are due, I think, in a week and a half. So I hope to have your grades posted a week from today. Honestly, I want to have your grades posted fairly quickly. Um, I probably will not be able to send you individual emails like last time, simply because with the speed with which I want to get everything done. So I would like to get those grades posted, or recorded, wait, assessed, recorded, and then posted. And that's for all of the humanities classes, which I think there are 5 or 6 of those, and I also have an English class. So there's quite a bit of work that I'll be doing over the next week and a half. And so that's why if you send me emails and you're saying, "Hey, I haven't gotten my grade yet," that's why. I will literally have my head in, well, not a book, but I will be clicking on videos and links and all that other stuff over the next, week and a half, checking out your videos, and posting grades. No, I will not be posting the grades on Moodle. The grades will go into your self-service. That's where the grades get posted. So where you get your grade reports, where you sign up for your classes, everything, that's where it'll get posted, your final grade. Um, thank you. Thank you. And again, I'll be sending you um an email with a form, and I'd like your feedback, good, bad, indifferent. Um, what worked, what didn't work. Okay. And again, if you're interested, like I said, there's going to be more hopefully in the future, even though I know that some of you are taking this class um, through the college or whatever, there are going to be some other classes through Humanities 101. So this is why I said follow the YouTube, make sure you keep up on the website, because we've got some plans to seek funding to do other education. So some things that might be beneficial to you even in your professional life. And one of my missions is to make that available to you as free as possible. which means free. So, keep up, let me know, keep in touch. Doc at Humanities 101, that will be, my email for the next couple decades. You can also contact me through the college website or the college email. Um, but again, I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed having you guys in the class, and I've really enjoyed your guys' take on things. Your midterms, your side quests, they brought me some joy. And yes, everything is due tomorrow at noon, high noon. Like, I don't know, hear the bells and walk out with the jingle jangle of the thing and do the yeah. So tomorrow at noon, for whom the bell tolls, time marches on. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. All right. Other questions, other concerns. Gonna have to listen to some Metallica now. Going once. And that was the idea, to keep it straightforward and to keep it, and I know that quite a few of you were very nervous and waiting for a landmine, um, a gotcha for me to jump out from under the desk and say, "Ha ha, you fail." But I don't think we need to do that in the 21st century. So, again, I know that you're not gonna have this in every class, but I want you to know that it's possible. And so as you're going out into the world, remember that joy and happiness are an act of rebellion, especially in a world that we live in. And so when everything is suffering and pain and crazy, remember that the most sane thing you can do in an insane world is be happy. And again, I'm well aware of everything that's going on in the world. And my soul weeps on a daily basis, but I also find, great solace in forcing myself sometimes to find some joy as well, and you guys have given me that joy. I really appreciate that. Um, well, Miriam, again, you should be able to just post the link. If you are hosting the video on YouTube, Vimeo, Google Drive, or whatever, you send me the link, it should be fine. If you want to make sure, you can double up and email the link. That is fine. But I would like you to try to use the submission page because it's been tweaked and everybody else has had no problem. So give it a shot. But you can email if you'd like, making sure and double checking, not a problem. All right. Other questions, other concerns? Going once, going twice. Okay, so going forward, should there be anything in the future again that you might need, call upon me. Don't hesitate. Um, I'm in the community. I'm in Michigan. I'm in Southeast Michigan. I'm in that area. But I can come to aid if I'm available. So, um, you guys all have a wonderful night, a wonderful rest of the semester, and I look forward to seeing your projects in 14 hours and 11 minutes. Okay. And with that, have a good night.